Fisher, sir, Tran, and Lofton.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All you guys you speak English?
Yes, I do. Not very well.
Okay, if you don't understand something, just let me know.
Yes, sir.
There's a translator outside for Mr. Tran. I didn't know that Chisholm was gonna be on Zoom, but he's outside.
Is it,
I don't know if it's a certified translator, but someone is here to translate for Mr. Tran.
is it a court translator or is it just one of his homeboys?
Quiet down in the courtroom.
They want to speak with Chisholm, his wife and the translator, so I don't know how far.
Yeah, I don't know how down I am with that. Yeah, okay, so let's just try to go. I can always try to get, is Vietnamese?
Yes, I am.
I can always try to get a Vietnamese.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, you are wanted from another state. You want to get a bond set on all of them, Ms. Chisholm?
No, Judge, Mr. Fisher, Mr. Tran wanted to get a bond set. I believe Mr. Lofton does have a local case, but he wanted to understand clearly if his local case would take precedence over the warrant that he's got out. So I believe he's got a hearing set for December 9th. Is it a felony, Mr. Lofton?
He's charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance here. It looks like they're both less than a gram cases. And he has the open fugitive case. It looks like you were wanted.
He's wanted out of East Baton Rouge Parish for monetary instrument abuse, theft, and bank fraud. He has a $5,000 bond split between the state jail PCS. Next in is 12-9. They override the fugitive case right now, so they'll be trying to be locals. He's already waived on November 19th.
Okay, so essentially what happens, because you have not made bond on those cases upstairs in the felony cases, you usually give whatever jurisdiction wants you 14 days to come get you. But you can't have any holds. You have a hold, and the hold is the fact that you've not made bond on those felony cases. So because of that, the 14 days is told, meaning it's kind of put on hold until you either take care of those cases upstairs or you make bond on it. So if you talk to family members and have them pony up the 5,000 to get you on bond on both felony cases, at that point, that's when the 14 days starts running. And I'll tell you, you're wanted out of Louisiana. So we have so many buses coming in and out of Louisiana that once you do actually make bond, you'll probably be on your way to Louisiana within the next 2 to 3 days. You got to make bond. So I don't know, if you can talk to Chisholm, perhaps you can help reach out to family members to see if you have someone that can kind of, post those bonds for you.
And Judge, he does say that he's got court on the 9th of December and he anticipates it'll get resolved on that day. So, but that's what he anticipates, but I'll talk to him later on.
Just be careful what you do. Don't make a decision on a rush, because it's never a good, just gotta always be careful. Okay, so, Mr. Tran.
Yes, sir.
You were wanted out of Arizona for money laundering. What do you say on Mr. Tran?
And I'm not opposed to a bond, but I would be opposed to a low bond. The warrant's been issued since 2018. His only history is a POM. And so, I'm not against one being set, but I want to make sure that there are assurances that he is able to secure transport back to Arizona and to take care of the warrant. I think that's part of why his wife and the interpreter are here. And so if he's able
That shows he's got some support, so that's good.
The fact that the warrant's been open for 6 years is obviously a concern. But other than that.
Well, I guess let's do this. If you're unopposed, see what you guys can come up with as far as the bond amount, and then I'm game.
Yes, sir.
And the last gentleman?
Mr. Fisher, Your Honor.
Mr. Fisher, I would be opposed to a bond. He's wanted for burglary out of Orange County. However, he had a prior fugitive just case 3 months ago out of Tennessee. It's not out of this warrant from Florida, and I can't nail it down yet. I haven't reached out to Tennessee to figure out what that arrest was. But the fact that he was wanted as a fugitive just 3 months prior.
We didn't give him a bond though, did we?
I'm sorry?
Did we give him a bond? No.
No, this is a first setting judge, but
No. On the prior fugitive case.
No, that was,
Oh, in another state.
right, he was arrested in Tennessee for an unknown warrant. I don't know where the originating agency is, but he has a local theft. He did make bond for 20,000. It's a felony, a third-degree felony, but he has a considerable amount of history, which is why I'm opposed. In addition to what you see on your screen, for locals okay. Well, if you want me to go down the list, I will, but he has 15 pages of criminal history in 3 different states. To say nothing of the fact that he's had an aggravated robbery in history as well, so I would be
Go.
opposed to.
I'm curious. Go, man.
Okay,
This is you.
for, other than the Tennessee, he's wanted for third degree or burglary in Oklahoma, conspiracy, or wanted conspiracy to commit a felony. He's wanted for, well, knowing this way false, but yeah, I don't care. He's wanted for, sorry.
You're singing it, Dave. Come on,
Trying to
sing it.
scroll. Oh, I guess that's what I was thinking, is a fugitive case out of Tennessee. And then the other one being in Oklahoma, and all the robbery, the felon possession of weapon, and the fact that he had prior ag rod, evading in a motor vehicle. So he's the definition of a flight risk. He literally fled from the police in a vehicle. And so because of all those reasons, I would be opposed to a bond.
Your Honor, he does have family here, in Harris County. That's mostly why he is here in Harris County. He's not trying to, essentially run from this warrant. He wants to go take care of it, and he would like to take care of it. He wants to take care of it next Monday. That way he can spend Thanksgiving with his family. And so we would request a bond at this time.
You have 13 pages of criminal history. You've picked up a felony theft of $30,000 to $150,000, and you want me to set you a bond? Really? No. You have a prior fugitive case. I don't know what happened with that, but I would bet that if I give you a bond now, you might pick up a new case, might take flight. I don't want that to happen. The good news is that you've made bond on this case, so the 14 days will start running, as opposed to what happened with the gentleman here, where it's kind of in a standstill. So it's Florida, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so Florida has 14 days to come get you. And if they don't, and I'm going to tell you now, I don't give multiple bonds on fugitive cases. You get one shot. You already have had a prior fugitive case. So you know what you got to do. And when you don't, there's serious consequences. What? Tell me, Mr. Fisher, what? I mean,
The case that he's talking about from Tennessee, I was pulled over and they took me to jail in Tennessee. I had a warrant from Harris County. I got extradited here and I bonded out here. I never caught a case in Tennessee. They just held me and extradited me back to Harris County. But I didn't run from it. I'm handling it right now. I check in my bonds, everything. I'm not running. Even the case dealing with Florida.
don't run.
Like even
Stop. Just take care of it once and for all.
sir.
Straighten up and fly right. It's not hard. Get a job. You got kids?
Yes, sir.
How many kids you got?
2.
Come on. While you're out here, who's taking care of those kids? Probably someone you don't want.
See, that's like the Florida situation. It's old. Like it's nothing new that I picked up. It's old. Like in my past, just catching up with me. I wasn't like, it's not on my mind to run it out. Like I really want to handle the Florida situation, but I just don't want to miss a holiday with my family. But I will handle the Florida situation.
Concern is you getting back to Florida, taking care of it once and for all. I understand you may miss a holiday, but man up, go back, get it done, and live your life the right way. Okay. So let's do this. Has Fisher already waived or no?
Yes, Judge. I believe all 3 of them have waived, except for Mr. Tran.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Tran, did you
I'm
sign a waiver?
willing to do a bond with you guys on Tran. If you guys can come up to the mount, I'm happy. And then with the other 2 gentlemen, we'll just wait and see. Okay.
I'll email you just on Tran.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
She's on the other side, have to wait all the
Yeah,
guys out first.
bear with us and let me get the gentleman out and then we'll get her out.
Okay, Judge.
Okay, so, Dave, did you agree on the bond with,
So she got me down a little bit, but so she wanted 3,000 and she got me down to 7,500, but I will represent the court. I feel strongly about it, so I'll just defer to the court.
so she wants 3,000 and you want 7,500?
And my only concern regarding the fugitive case is just the age of the warrant. I mean, the offense itself is obviously not as severe as some of the other ones. It's just the age of the warrant.
Okay, well, I'm gonna explain to him. Now, he can't screw around, because if he does, he's gonna lose big.
Yes,
We're not gonna play this game.
yes, Judge.
So,
Yes, Judge. And real quick, I'm sorry, Judge, just the money laundering kind of case that it is, usually those are to be warrants, so they don't tell you that, hey, we're looking for you or we're investigating you for stuff. It's more of an account is flagged for suspicious activity, and then when that activity to them is enough for probable cause, then they issue out a warrant. So half the time, people don't know that they've got these warrants until they get picked up.
you were old enough to know actions have consequences. I will set your bond at $5,000. If you make the bond, you have 2 weeks to get back to, where is it?
Arizona.
Arizona?
Arizona, Judge.
Arizona. Do not get on a plane. They will arrest you. You need to find another way to get to Arizona. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you do not go in time, I will revoke the bond and set it at 0. You will not get another bond. Do you understand? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
What do you have to do?
I have to go back there to take care of the case in 2 weeks.
And turn yourself in.
Turn myself in.
Not just take care of the case. No, you have to turn yourself in to the jail in Arizona. Do you understand? Not just go to Arizona. You have to turn yourself in to the police in which county?
It's like Coconino. I'm familiar with
Do you understand? If you do not turn yourself in, I will revoke the bond and set it.
Complainant, the defendant's girlfriend, told the officers that the defendant and her got into an argument where the defendant was verbally abusive and threw things inside the home. The complainant told the defendant that she would call the police, and while doing so, the defendant took her phone and refused to give it back. The complainant ran to a neighbor's house and attempted to use the neighbor's phone to contact the police. The defendant then took that phone and hung it up. The defendant told the officers that he took the phone because he is currently on bond for a family violence case against a previous girlfriend.
Okay. So there is probable cause to go forward with your case, Mr. Johnson. Let's do this. Let me read this to you. Okay, this is why the magistrate justified in making the bond, why they did. So it says here, defendant on bond for a pending AFM continuous charge in the 176 District Court involving a different complaining witness. Bond violation was filed in that cause 10/28/24 related to defendant's second GPS shutdown. This led to defendant's whereabouts to be unknown during that time. The first violation report was also related to GPS exclusionary zone violation. Defendant completed a deferred in 2020 on an AFM charge involving a different complaining witness. A violation report was filed in that case when defendant was arrested for a new felony offense. The allegations are that law enforcement officer was dispatched to a disturbance. Complaining witness claimed defendant was being verbally abusive and damaging items in residence. Defendant took complaining witness' phone. She was contacting 911. Complaining witness ran to neighbor's residence to call 911. Defendant took neighbor's phone and hung up on 911. Defendant admitted taking complaining witness's phone because she was calling 911. Neighbor confirmed defendant hung up on 911. History of violence, threat of future violence raised numerous concerns from complaining witness's safety. Bond conditions may have entered. CCE that detention is necessary to meet a compelling government interest. That's why the bond is set at what it is.
He would like to address some of the violations. I have not discussed any of this with,
It's probably not a good idea because number one, we live stream, so the entire world sees what's going on, number one. Number two, anything you say here, they can use it against you to prove guilt. Number three, you've not spoken with your lawyer because what you say when you think you are trying to help may in fact hurt your case. So that's why. It's probably not a good, at least until you've spoken with Antonio to see whether it's a good idea to say what you want to say.
with regards to the $20,000 bond, I believe that's excessive.
I agree with you, and I'm willing to go down, Antonio. It shows that bond was made in the felony case. Do you know what happened with that? Did he make another bond? Did they give him a PR bond on that? The bond was reinstated after all that.
The $10,000 bond?
They reinstated the bond, yeah.
That's for something, Your Honor.
I don't know.
As far as what the court is going to have to decide here, the reduction, I would ask that the court take that into consideration. If the felony court has decided to reinstate.
Mr. Johnson, I want you to understand something and I want you to hear me clear. I will do everything in my power to protect the public in every single way, shape, form. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your explanation is. Jesus came down to tell you to do something. I don't care. If I find that you endanger my public, I will let loose on you and your bond. I don't care who you are, where you're going. But you better keep my county safe because if you don't, I will make your bond sky high. And I don't care what your explanation is. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, and I'm going to tell you now, I don't play like other judges. One violation report, it's enough for me to put you in there and make the bond so high, you'll have hair falling out. Do you understand? I'll reduce your bond to 10,000 now, but you're to get a GPS monitor prior to your release. And if I find that you go anywhere near this person, I'm telling you now, I'm going to let loose. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy because I want to know that you're not using. What do you do with yourself now in life? You work?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Construction.
Okay. Full-time job. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. So within 10 days of your release, I want proof that you're actually working. And if you don't give me proof that you're working, then I'm going to put you back. Do you understand?
Sir.
You cannot believe how much I'm micromanaged, and I'm going to micromanage the hell out of this case to make sure that number one, you're working. Number two, that you're safe to my public. And I don't care if you're kicking and screaming when you throw you back. I'm giving you now the opportunity to do what you need to do. But if you don't, I only have one place for you.
Judge, would you like a curfew on the GPS or any exclusion zones?
Yeah, the exclusion zone from the complaining witness in this case, and he's not to have any contact with her. 200 feet.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, do you have any questions?
Does it affect the other GPS I had already? Is it gonna be into one?
Yeah, you're only going to get one, and we'll tack on both so that if there are any violations, they'll know, and we will know at the same time. It's nonsensical to put two different ones on you. We'll just have one, but we kind of share the information so we know, and I'm going to have on our checking it every couple of days to make sure that you're in in compliance.
Okay, and
Because the minute you're out of compliance, I'm gonna haul you back in here. And if you don't come, we just issue a warrant. And then if you thought 20,000 was bad, just wait. I have bonds now 50. I have one bond at 150. So, just be safe. That's all we ask. There are so many other fish in the sea. I don't understand how a woman could get into your skin so bad that you will want to live in a 6x9 box. Because I tell you what, if you were calm, cool, and collective, and when they try to bait you into this BS, whatever, you just turn and walk your happy butt the other way and just play it cool. Holy moly, you'll have such a different effect on these people. Just calm, cool, and collective. Don't let people spiral you out of control. I mean, you're wearing orange now. All your priors have but to do with one thing. And if you play it cool, I bet you none of that would happen. Really, that's what life's about. Play cool, get a good person, and move on. All right, thanks.
Wait, can we finish the series, Joyce?